The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser cut dice towers, tokens, and more, developed by a gamer for gamers, and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. And by SD Way Gaming, where dice goblins unite. Our friends at SD Way Gaming celebrate the beautiful dice players handpick for their games and splendor. SD Way Gaming has expanded to include many tabletop gaming varieties, accessories, and similar fun necessities to include a service for your dice addiction. You can shop for a variety of products at sdwaygaming.com or find SD Way Gaming on Facebook. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Elias Stone, a human cleric.
I'm Connor Shenold. I play Sable, a half-elf rogue.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play August E. Graymore, a human fighter.
I'm Carrie Hester, and I play Moxie, a tiefling bard.
And I'm Brooke Bullock, your DM. Please join us as we explore the curse of the Clockwork City. Last week, our heroes dispatched a couple of disembodied arms and some type of creepy, mummified nurse scientist in a room that is half morgue and half hospital with weird electrical coils and some types of gaseous tube connectors down to beds, the beds all being empty. A creepy situation that they handled exceedingly well.
This looks like some type of place where there would be medical experimentation.
If I look up, does it remind me of Logan's prosthetic leg?
It does indeed.
Can I do a insight or perception check to see what I can figure out from here?
Yeah, you have, or medicine skill or something like that.
Oh, a medicine I can definitely do. Can I give myself guidance on that?
You bet.
This is somehow connected to the ether and the prosthetic limbs.
27.
Oh, yeah. Now that you have a chance to look, maybe you open your bullseye lantern more fully, shine it kind of up there. Very much so. This is same technology, closely related to what you have heard and seen in Dr. Stonecipher's office, the upgrades that she was talking about, hoping and wishing for one day. And of course, August and Moxie, you guys immediately are thinking of Logan Mitchell's prosthetic leg, the upgrade that he got. Runs on ether.
I mean, he's behind one of these doors. Maybe the answers we're looking for.
Well, the hands came out of that door. So if you open it, it's either going to be empty or it's going to be full of hands.
I want to take a look at the work desk table thing. Any type of paperwork spread across it?
You don't see any paperwork, but there are lots of little tubes and pieces and mechanical elements and blood, lots of dried blood.
If I take a step back, these beds that are connected to the ether coils, I was going to look for blood on these tables.
Definitely.
Are we talking like mortal amounts of blood?
Not mortal amounts of blood, but excessive blood.
Like a lot of blood loss.
Yeah, and it appears it's mostly all dried, but there are different shades of it, and
Gross.
yeah. Some of them are down near one end, aka like the foot of the slabs, and other stains are more toward the middle on the sides. They also, as you look more closely, there are straps and binders that are underneath that come around.
Can I maybe, in my continuing to look closely, see if I can figure out, obviously without any more context than we currently have, I can't figure out exactly how these coils in the ether worked, but could I maybe make a guess? I don't know. Are they trying to figure out, like maybe, are they adding ether to the prosthetics here? Are they trying to like do a bootleg version of what Dr. Stonecipher is doing?
What is she rolling for that? What would you like her to roll?
Investigation is probably
Okay,
what
investigation,
it seems
try
like.
to figure it out.
So I can't help you out with the investigation, but I can give you guidance on that. Okay. I'll walk up and I'll see that you're trying to investigate this, and I'll give you guidance that the goddess help you out on your investigation.
21 on the die, and then I think I have like a +1.
So maybe Dr. Stone, as you know, hey, what are you looking for? And you say, well, I'm thinking yada yada. Maybe you mention some aspect of Dr. Stone Cypher's wish list, technology, dreams that she had talked about with one day being able to power things on ether. And then, yes, Moxie, it very clearly makes sense. Maybe it's somewhat similarity to a still or whatever. You could tell those canisters above must have ether in them, and the feed down would connect something to this and fill it with a little bit of ether. By the way, while you're there, go ahead and roll me percentile dice.
15.
So as you and Dr. Stone are standing there by the tables looking at this, the arcs up above spark and come down, and you both take 12 points of electrical damage as it jumps down on there. Although you can make a dex save to try to half that.
Nope, 7.
8.
Yeah, you guys are totally leaned over, not paying any attention, and it just happens to drop down on top of you for, as I said, 12 points of electrical damage.
Moxie just sits on the bed real hard because I am now in the single digits.
Yeah.
Guys, don't touch the coils.
Or linger under them for too long.
I'm going to pull out my doctor's bag, and I am going to use a Healers kit. It's going to be one use of your HD, one of your hit dice, plus proficiency.
I'm going to second wind while this is going on.
Very nice.
9.
There you go. You're healed by 9. Do you need any more?
That gives me up to 18 out of 27.
Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing to myself, which is also 9.
Mr. Stone, did
And
I
I
get
healed
a
for 10.
potion of healing from you at some point? Oh yeah, I did. I'm gonna take that.
Okay. Well, I can give you a healing potion. I've got them all. I just gave you the invisibility and the potion and the poison. So I'll give you a healing potion.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna say, Dr. Stone, I think we need to limp out from underneath these
I think we need to get away from
coils.
these things. Yeah. So let's go check out this open door here. Sable, you want to check that door out as soon as you heal yourself?
Yeah, I'll go check it out.
Awesome.
The door that the hands had come out of,
Yes.
is that door propped open?
It actually is like closed back shut.
Okay. I figured during that fight, if anything else had been in there, it probably could have come out. So I'm gonna just walk in.
Very good. As you grab the door handle, go ahead and make a dex save.
Okay, 21.
So you take 3 points of electrical damage as you open it up. And you see there's a small, like 15 by 15 foot room that is very clearly some living chambers. It's got a very degraded looking bed and mattress there, although perhaps at one point it was something that had a lot of finery to it. There's a book stand next to the bed that has some different books in it. There's a book on top of it that's open. Over on the opposite wall, just kind of like behind the door, is a small wine rack, a couple feet wide by 3 or 4 feet tall. And on top of that wine rack, there's a large wheel of cheese and a little nightstand, of course, too.
Okay, I'll just kind of root around, I guess, in the nightstand, see if I find anything.
Very good. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Okay. 16.
In the nightstand, you find a little set of 6 golden brooches that are in the shapes of various insects. And then there is a dagger that has a star sapphire in the hilt.
Does it feel magical?
I hand it off to you. Hey, doctor, check out this dagger and these brooches.
Can I do some Arcana checks on those?
You bet.
Can I give myself guidance?
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, nothing.
I thought you had Identify, dude.
I do. I can take 10 minutes to cast Identify.
It's up to you guys.
Do we have 10 minutes?
Keep in mind from previous episodes, what got you down here, but feel free to do whichever you want.
I think
We are supposed to be chasing Greeley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put this in the pouch. What do we got?
6 brooches, 1 dagger with a star sapphire.
Put those in your pouch and we'll...
Yeah.
We're still wearing these robes?
Yes.
We should broach them.
I'm calling them battle smocks because they protected our clothing from the icky hand goo.
All right. So there's nothing else in this room? Can I do a quick perception check?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, do these
21.
brooches kind of match?
They don't seem to match the holy symbol that you saw earlier, the spider and the skull, right? But they are insectoid, different insects, different golden brooches of insects that are there. So as you are giving it a last glance, Dr. Stone, you notice that there is some type of like bag or satchel at the bottom of the wine rack.
So I open it up.
You open it up to see that there are 3 vials inside.
All right. Can I tell what they are just by look on Arcana?
One of them is definitely a common healing potion.
Excellent.
You very clearly can recognize that right away.
And 2 others?
The other 2 you don't recognize just by looking at it.
Okay.
But
I'll identify when we identify, do a full identify.
all right.
So there's no other exits to this room.
Correct.
You want to investigate that other door?
Yeah. I'll check it for traps, I guess.
Go
And I'll
for it.
guidance you on your checking for traps.
Thank you. Natural 1.
It's completely safe. There's nothing. I mean, this
Total-
is one
yeah,
of the
total of
safest
7.
doors you've ever. The other one was
I'm gonna
excellent.
retire these days. Yeah, so I'll touch it again.
There you go. And it easily opens. This room is about 10 by 15 and has about 3 different shelf levels on it. And it's just a very macabre storage room. There are all kinds of numerous formaldehyde-filled jars that have separate but various hands and feet.
So, looking around this room, posing this question to the group, not necessarily anybody individually. So what link does Shimmer have with these prosthetics?
I've been trying to figure that out for like a solid 10 minutes at this point. I don't know how these things are connected, but I know they are connected. And I just want us to go on the record saying I told you these things were connected like yesterday.
The man we're chasing was obviously in business with Renaud, and Renaud is connected to the god looking the other way as children come up missing. So there is a connection here. It may not be through Shimmer.
Well, it is through Shimmer because Mr. Greeley is the guy that runs the Soiled Sow.
And we also saw those suicide people had prosthetics as well, and they had been taking Shiva because they were eaten by those spiders. So there's something connecting them. We just can't figure out what it is.
You think the Shiver gives people access to ether?
Did we know in character that Shiver and Ether were the same, were like linked, and it was like,
Well, we know that the
So the
Shiva
prosthetics-
links you to the ethereal plane, and the ethereal plane is where they get the ether to run the prosthetics. So that was the link we knew existed. We just don't know what else.
Here's my question. Are they strapping people down on these tables, force feeding them Shiva, and then when they're zip-zapping through the ethereal plane, pumping and farming these people for ether that they can use in the prosthetics later on?
Oh, that's disturbing.
well, they're taking children and cutting their limbs off.
I know.
Disturbing.
Then technically not cutting the limbs off, they're feeding the limbs to sharks, which is worse.
I
Thank
don't,
you. That helps with the clock.
I think this is part of a cult movement. I don't think Dr. Stonecipher will be a part of this. I think this is something underground. Maybe even something, I don't know. But this is an underground movement. This is not, I don't think any respectable person would actually be doing anything like this.
Which leads us back to Zaylin Pierce, who is benefiting from these prosthetics to figure out how to use them. And those prosthetics are powered by ether. He needs a lot of ether. How is he going to get a lot of ether? So on and so forth.
Yeah. And maybe also going forward with his experiments and making it
Maybe he's trying to figure out how to cut Dr. Stonecipher out of the deal and do it himself.
right. Okay, so I want to take one more quick little perception check inside this room. Can I give myself guidance?
Yeah.
12.
Sable, what prompted this question?
Well-
What's on your mind?
We came down here hunting Greeley for the Shiver, and now it's leading us to these prosthetics, potentially, judging by the likeness to the machinery used down here. So I'm just trying to put pieces together that don't have that red thread tying them just yet.
I got a 12 in perception to see if there's anything else in this room.
And no, it just appears
Okay.
to be this really macabre storeroom.
Are you going to go investigate the double doors?
Yeah,
I will give you guidance on investigation.
21.
So you don't hear anything, and there's no apparent traps on it.
Open it.
So open up the double doors. It's a wide hallway. It's about 15 feet wide or so,
The hallway they used to bring in patients.
and it runs about 25 feet long toward the south.
Are there any markings on the floor, like something's been roughly wheeled across it, or anyone's been dragged into this room?
Yeah, when you look closely at the stone floor, you can see that there's a very slightly worn path about cart width that runs down this hallway.
This is where they wheel the patients in or the victims out.
And you said there happens to be a door on the right.
And yes, there is a door on the right about 10 feet down. And then there is a set of double doors on the right, very near the end of the hallway. And last but not least, about midway down the hallway is a single door on the left or the east.
For dramatic effect, I'm gonna go up to that first close door to us and just kick it open. Because I'm thinking about children being hurt, and I'm gonna kick it open and point inside as I turn and walk diagonally across the hall to the other wooden door and kick the snot out of it.
You kick that first door open, your eye catches tables and like tubing coming down from the ceiling.
If I don't see children or something to bury my glaive into, I move to the next door.
And you go across the hallway and you kick open that door and you see what appears to be like some type of dormitory area again, more beds. There is the double doors to the west hallway, and there are double doors at the very end of the hallway as well.
I will move to the square of the two sets of double doors and look at the end of the hall impatiently.
Is there any light in here? Are there torches on the walls?
There are torches on these walls.
So you can see just fine. I want to go into each one of them and real quickly do a perception check, see if there's anything I can find.
Alrighty.
Can I do guidance?
Yeah. And you guys can feel free to move along too as well.
16.
So that first door that he kicked open, there are 4 workstations that are here and tubes that run up to the ceiling, and on the workstations are basically test tube holders, then little vials and such that are there. They don't seem to be filled with anything at the moment, but you very much get the impression that this is some type of like filling area.
Yeah, but everything's empty here.
Yeah.
All right, so go to the next one, across the hall. Perception, 17.
Yeah, and this is a much larger dormitory area. There are about 12 beds, 3 rows in this room. It's roughly 35 by 35 or so. At the far end of it is another door that is in a wall that goes all the way across. There are also some stairs that go up just to the right of the door.
All right, so we might come back to this room if we need to. Perception checks of 17. Is there anything I see just at a quick glance?
Yeah, nope.
Okay.
Anything you see.
Let's go to find August and see what he's doing.
August is near the end of the hallway, just fuming.
There are tracks in the hallway. Like I said before, these doors are wide enough to carry a bed on wheels or a cart.
Does this have the feel of a hospital?
Sort of, but it feels more like an enclave, almost like August. It kind of reminds you a little bit of barracks a little bit, and Dr. Stone, it kind of reminds you slightly of like maybe the residential wing of a hospital where like maybe the doctors and such might stay.
But more abandoned and creepy.
Yeah. Sable, it definitely gives you Sapphire Society vibes, not as in run by the Sapphire Society, but it reminds you of the guild hall.
Okay.
Did I ever look at that wine? The wine in the cheese room.
Oh, the wine in the cheese room. No. Is that where Moxie's been? Has she been lingering back behind?
Well, I mean, I've just been kind of quiet, so couldn't we say that I had done that earlier?
Yeah.
Let me do
Lingering back behind, looking.
Only a 10.
Nothing jumps out at you as far as like value or prestige. It just kind of seems to be common, most of it.
This is middle of the road wine. Disappointing. Pedestrian.
Okay, so which double doors do you want us to? I think the best thing is to have Sable investigate.
I don't know. This door kicking thing has been working out well for him.
Yeah, he's calmed down a little bit. Yeah, Sable.
And I'll give you guidance on your
I
investigation.
will motion to the side door, not the end door.
I'll check him real quick. Only a 12.
They actually slide sideways. You open them up, and then there's another set of doors behind them that are like, it's a set of steel doors, but they're like lattice work.
Like at the mall.
Yeah, kind of accordion style, only it looks like they separate in the middle. And just beyond that is like a very short 10 by 10 room that's like a box.
Can I do a perception check on that?
Yeah.
21.
You peek in, look around to the side, just inside there, there's some type of mechanical contraption, buttons and levers and stuff just inside.
Can we open this gate? Do an investigation of the...
7.
Yeah, seems it's not quite as carefree as the Mummified Hand Closet macabre storage door, but this you feel pretty confident about this one too.
All right, open that up.
August slides apart these latticework accordion doors. You notice that there is a little gap between the hallway and this box room.
It's an elevator.
Oh, good call. So all right. Do we want to go into this, or do you want to check the second room first?
I want to check the second room, and I turn and go to the doors and kick them open.
Roll me a strength check.
Nat 20.
They appeared to have some type of lock on them, but you just bust this thing completely open. And as you do so, go ahead and roll me a wisdom save.
5.
You just hear all these children's voices, and they're just whimpering and crying and calling, and they need help, and you can't move at all. You're just overwhelmed by the need to help them. You're just frozen. So you guys see him kick the door open and take a step and then just freeze.
August, are you okay? I go over to try to shake him to see if I can I tell what's going on with him?
He appears to just be like, in shock, but standing still, that's the appearance he gives. Just his eyes are wide open. His mouth is slightly making mumbles and motions, but is nothing really that's coming out of it.
Can I see anything behind these doors?
As you step up there, go ahead and roll me a wisdom save.
There we go. 21.
You start to hear these whispers of children and voices and stuff, but you're able to steel yourself against whatever it is that's trying to enter your mind, and you see on the other side of this room, it's some type of preparation chamber, maybe. It is a room that is slightly off center, so you have to turn slightly to your left to see, but there's a semicircle of about 5 tilted platforms or beds tilted at about 45 degrees. All 5 of them are tilted at 45 degrees. And all of them have these flesh and wood golems that are connected on them.
5 flesh golems
Flesh
there?
and what?
Flesh and wood blended golems.
Don't anyone go by them. Is there any other exits to this room?
You don't see any other exits from this angle.
Can I do a perception check in here?
Sure.
19.
There's coils coming down from the ceiling that go down toward the golems, and a workbench that's behind this semicircle of 5 tilted gurneys.
Okay, but nothing else.
But you don't see any other people.
I'm gonna try and pull August back and then close the doors. I'm gonna go into my doctor's bag and I'll pull out some smelling salts.
Yes.
And try to break him underneath his nose to see if that'll wake him up.
There we go. Go ahead and roll me another wisdom save with advantage.
16.
With the help of the smelling salts, you're able to come around.
I grab the doctor. They're in there.
All right. No, it was some kind of spell or a trap you were under. Because I felt it too. You heard the child's voices. Okay.
Yes.
That was like a spell or something. There are flesh golems in there, and we don't want to mess with them at all.
He will loosen his grip on the doctor and flesh.
Yes, flesh.
Turns back and looks at the door, looks at everybody else here. Yeah, in his brain, the flesh is that of children.
I mean, we could investigate them more, but I'm afraid that if they come to life, we could be in real trouble.
Well, they already are what they are. Let's take this elevator down.
There's an elevator. There's also some stairs over here in that other room.
Well, the stairs might be more quiet.
And also, we're not in a box.
How many buttons are on the elevator? Can we determine how many levels or how far it goes based on the buttons?
Yeah. Whenever you walk back around there appears to be, they're not buttons, but they're like levers, and there's 3 horizontal levers, and then there's like a crank wheel, and then there's another bigger lever that appears to be an indicator for like power.
As we put our heads together, does it feel like this goes up or down?
Yes. Yeah, like you guys think that those 3 horizontal levers, one of them is a different direction than the other 2, so you think that this takes you both up and down.
Ultimately, it will go up and down. From this point, does it go high?
It goes one up and one down.
Yes.
That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah,
We're in the middle.
Yeah.
So do we want to go down? The stairs only go up.
We need to go down.
Okay.
It only makes sense to reason that hell is our destination.
So if it goes up, did y'all see an elevator room in the previous floor?
No, I think this is another area, but I think August is right. I think anything we're going to try and find has got to go down. Okay, so do we take the elevator down?
Elevator down.
So we get in the box.
Get in the box. You're able to take a few moments to figure out the workings of it. You're able to pull on that handle and you feel it rumble a little bit, and then you're able to spin the little 8-inch wheel or whatever, and you hear like a hiss, and then you throw the lever that you're on one way and the lever below it, you throw it the other way, and the thing starts chugging and dropping down, descending ever so slowly. And so you come down and you feel it stop. They're the latticework metal doors that are in front of you, and on the other side you can see a pair of wooden double doors on the other side of that
Slide those
latticework.
mesh latticework apart.
There you go.
Push the doors open.
And everybody can roll a perception check.
19.
8.
24?
I got a nat one.
Dr. Stone, as the elevator doors open, it is, again, about a 15-foot wide hallway. It runs for about 30 feet or so. And then there is, at the end of that hallway, another set of double doors. This one is very elaborately carved in a dark mahogany wood. Both the elevator and this hallway and this wooden door at the end, they have a different level of care than the rest of the place has had. And this dark mahogany wood is polished and very well cared for, and it's got that holy symbol emblem on it of the spider and the skull. And Dr. Stone, you can hear a very muffled chanting.
Okay, August, I don't want you to go guns blazing here. I want you to use your 10-foot pole as you go down this hallway to check for any kind of traps. Can you do that for me?
Got it.
Roll me some perception.
What's the floor made out of?
Stone.
So 16.
You are able to move about halfway down, and you don't find any traps, nothing springs, no weird sounds with the stone. And go ahead and roll me one more.
7.
Once again, everything seems safe about this room.
Okay. Sable, can you check for any traps on this door and see if it's locked?
Yeah.
And I'll give you guidance on that.
Yeah, I'm just inspecting it for traps. And if it's locked. 18.
You don't notice any traps on it,
Is it locked?
and it does not appear to be locked.
And I want to listen in, see if I can perceive any kind of.
Yeah.
Do you have a perception check?
Roll with advantage since you have, if you need it, because you've
Yes.
already heard once.
21.
Yeah, so definitely chanting appears to be maybe some type of call and response. And it's distant, it's not right behind the door.
We're still wearing our cultist robes. Okay, can you stealthily open this door?
Yeah.
See if we can see it.
Okay, do you want to slide a hand for that?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. 17.
It opens fairly quietly by your best guesstimation, and there are some 10-foot wide stairs that are going up about 15 feet or so. Then there's a little platform area, and you can see 2 guards in purple and green robes that are standing here at the top of the stairs, but they are faced away from you. Their backs are to you. And now you can hear this chanting that appears to be coming from right around a corner.
So there's an elevator that went down. We went across a 30-foot hallway, opened some doors to some stairs up, and we see guards who are facing the other way, and what's in front of them?
They appear to be just on a landing. Sable, go ahead and roll me perception check.
14.
Okay, so you can tell that on the east side of this landing is another set of double doors, but these are big. They're 15 feet tall and 10 feet wide on each side. So these are big double doors.
And do we figure that's where the sound, the
And
chambers
yeah,
are?
the sound is definitely coming from out there.
Can you take them out?
Do they seem of the same caliber of those that had attacked me earlier?
Go ahead and roll me a d20.
15.
Yeah, their stance, their posture appears to be very similar to the guys that you faced off in the spider room with.
Okay. I'll look over at Dr. Stone and wave my hand side to side as if unsure.
If you could take one of them, I've got hold person. So maybe if we get a surprise round.
So I would like to drop into stealth. Modified 20.
Seem to be very quiet.
Okay.
As you creep up the stairs toward them, I assume.
Yeah.
So there's two guards up there. Sable's gonna sneak up on one of them, try and take them out. I'm gonna try and take the other one with hold person. And then if that works, everything's fine. But otherwise, we might have to get a surprise attack on them.
Leave me up there, I'll take them both out.
Red Dirt D&D Curse of the Clockwork City is Brooke Bullock as our Dungeon Master, Kiri Hester as Moxie, Connor Shenold as Sable, Johnny Payne as August E. Graymore, and I'm Michael Cross as Dr. Elias Stone. Our theme music comes from Ovani Sound. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of Jeffrey McBride, Monument Studios, Describe.com, and TabletopAudio.com. Dice for the Red Dirt D&D cast provided by ST Way Gaming. You can find us at reddirtdnd.com. If you are enjoying Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we discover more secrets in the Clockwork City.